And we are off.
Oh, we're on? Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome once again to the internet's favorite Facebook Live program. 3 to 5 things we didn't have time to talk about today. Brought to you by our amazing sponsors, Corey's Clothiers at 569 Danforth Avenue. Would you like to look hotter than the flavor of these Doritos? Just go to Corey's Clothiers, 569 Danforth Avenue. That was a terrible idea. Because now I'm going to be all drooly and stuff like that. Anyways, where are we? Oh, normally I do the picture with Donald Trump. And show the picture of Donald Trump. And I'm like, this guy's an idiot. It really is. Earlier today, this isn't even on our list. I'm doing like 6 things today. Earlier today, the Americans pulled out of the big Paris Climate Accord, joining such lofty ranked nations as Syria and Nicaragua in terms of countries that don't want anything to do with it. And his idea is he's saying that it's not going to do anything to really reduce the temperature of the planet and the global warming is a hoax. Don't care. Here's the thing. Anybody who wants to gamble with things like climate change and pollution, this is the bet that you're making. You're betting that everything is okay. If you're wrong, it's not, and the planet is screwed, and our kids aren't even going to be able to feed themselves because they won't be able to grow food, and we're all going to die. But if you're right, and we still do all these climate change things and make the world a better place, the end result is we've created clean, efficient, green energy that's sustainable forever and ever and ever, and everybody wins. That's the problem. You're gambling. You're gambling. If I say climate change is real and I'm wrong, the end result is that we've still created all this green energy. Am I making sense? This makes sense, right? You're gambling with your children's future is what you're doing. It really pisses me off because I have no pullout game and I made children, so now I have to ensure that the planet still works for them. God damn it. I'm so annoyed and I'm wearing shorts. I look like an idiot. Anyways, let's talk about Game of Thrones. Number 1, Game of Thrones. Apparently, there is a rumor going around that Littlefinger is not going to survive season 7. He has gambled, he has betrayed too many people, he has made too many enemies, and the rumor is that he's not going to survive.
Is his name Littlefinger because he has a little finger?
His name is not Littlefinger because he has a little finger. His real name is Peter Baelish. They call him Littlefinger because he comes from a very tiny little strip of land that looks kind of like a little finger. That's why they call him Littlefinger. You're dumb. Your face is dumb. Anyways, it's not dumb. I'm sorry. That was sexual harassment, and I apologize. It hurt feelings. Wrong. Terrible to do in the workplace. Littlefinger apparently not going to survive. Now, this could just be another one of the many rumors and spoilers that HBO has circulated on the internet to keep secrets of the show safe for when it finally goes to air. I have seen some other pretty amazing spoilers that I think are definite possibilities. Look at that. It's Pedro Pascal as Oberyn Martell. Apparently, even though he died, some of the Meisters found him and have turned him into a robotic Red Viper of Dorne. I don't think that's real. But remember his daughters, the Sand Snakes, who killed his brother and are now on some sort of weird rebellion and are going to rise up against the Lannisters and invade Westeros? Well, guess what else is coming? The Sansa Snake. That's right. Sansa Stark has been turned into a giant snake as her natural form. And she will come down and eat everybody and be pouty about it. Those could be true things coming to Game of Thrones in Season 7. Moving on. This right here, I swear to you, is the future of entertainment. I've been talking about this giant battle between robots. There's one from China, one from Japan, one from America. That is the robot from the States. You can tell because it's got a friggin' bald eagle on its shoulder. That is the robot from Megabots Incorporated, and it will be facing off against that guy. I forget his name. It's some complicated Japanese name that I don't understand. And this robot from China, which is just called the Monkey King, which is fantastic. It's going back to Chinese mythology. I think that's a really great name. We'll have to find out when these guys are going to fight. It's going to happen this summer. You're going to be able to watch. It's like a big pay-per-view with these giant robots fighting each other. I'm telling you, that's the future of entertainment. Giant robots fighting, period. I also have some other theories about how TV is going to turn into. I think eventually we're going to have gladiatorial combat, okay? Like if you commit a crime, you're going to be sentenced to fight as a gladiator. That way, they're going to cut down on prison costs and all that stuff. And the worst crime, the worst type of gladiatorial combat thing that you have to do, or maybe just the more times that you have to do it. Like maybe if, let's just say, you're caught selling cocaine to elementary school kids, you have to fight like 1,000 ferrets. Like that'd be pretty rad. I would seriously like, and then you can watch it on TV. It's like a channel. It's like a channel. And they make money off of it. People continue to watch it. I also, one time, when I was pretty stoned, I had this idea about the future of TV. What they would do is they would start wars and then have war channels of wars going all around the world. And they would make these wars happen in like different parts of the world. So there'd be like a jungle war, there's a desert war, there's a this war, and each war has its own channel. So let's just say, oh, I don't feel like watching a desert war today, and you can watch the jungle war. And then what they do is they get viewers to like vote about what they wanted the soldiers and stuff like that to do. And then you're controlling the population, and you can sell everybody loves a good action movie. Now we're seeing action movies for real. And let me tell you, it kind of coincides with the prison gladiator idea because you can take prisoners and make them soldiers. And then you can have like different like army units as your favorite teams and stuff like that. It's a great money-making opportunity, and it's horribly awful, so I expect it will come to American television within the next decade. Moving on to number 3. Okay, that is a vulture. All right? Now, I was reading about these vultures at a zoo in Amsterdam, and apparently they are gay vultures. They're 2 male vultures, and they are gay, and they are raising a baby vulture together. They've been sitting on the egg and raising it. My question is, how do they know that these vultures are gay? Because I have done a lot of reading into this to try and find images of gay vulture sex for my own scientific purposes, and it is very difficult to do. How do we know they're gay? What if these vultures are just best friends? They're best buddies, and they think that they're in vulture jail together, and they're like, oh, that's an egg. Well, we better make sure that this baby vulture survives in vulture jail. And so they work together, and they raise the vulture, and they're best friends, and they're a little trio of buds, and they're all vultures. Like, how do we know that they're gay? Like, how do we know? We don't know. We're just assuming. It's kind of like when parents have their babies babble to them. They assume that their baby is talking. In reality, it's just babble. Because people want to believe that their baby's the smartest, most amazing thing ever. And, they're getting pressed for saying that the vultures are gay by saying that they're gay. Maybe they just want them to be gay for the sake of public. What if they are exploiting the gay community for vulture advertising? We don't know. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the vultures really are gay and they're in love. Let them be happy with their vulture baby together, because I know that it is June. It is Pride Month. Let's hear it for the gay vultures. All right. Moving on to, okay, listen. I was going to talk about Karla Homolka and how she's been volunteering at an elementary school in Montreal, and people are all mad about it, and they should be, because, you know, she did murder people, and not just murder people. She murdered her own sister, and she lured other women into this. And if you've done any reading about, like, the Karla Homolka case and Paul Bernardo, they did an episode of Law and Order about it. Like, this is all conjecture what I'm saying. Like, they allege that she was the mastermind, and she betrayed him before she knew they were going to get caught so she could get a better deal. But he was actually doing what she wanted him to do. Who knows? Who knows? We'll never know. It's all finger pointing at this point. But she's now helping kids make papier-mâché at an elementary school in Montreal. I was going to do a big rant about it, but like I was going to tie it into John Ghomeshi, but I know John Ghomeshi has his own podcast, and people letting him do that, and there was more people actually upset about him getting a podcast than there being at a school. We're moving on. We're not going to talk about that. Let's just go back to the kids, because I want to talk about something else. Yesterday, Kathleen Wynne announced that she was going to be increasing minimum wage in the province of Ontario to $15. And I think that is a great idea. I think it's awesome. But one thing that it's clearly forgetting is that not everybody that makes minimum wage works for a large international corporation that is really just keeping wages low so they can keep profitability up. There's a lot of companies out there, and not even companies, just small, locally owned family businesses. And I'm a big supporter of local business in my community because I like to know that the money that I'm investing into that business is staying within the community. And a lot of those businesses are going to get absolutely decimated. There was a post by an ice cream shop just out in Durham region, and they were estimating, and they broke down the numbers about how this is going to affect their business. In order to survive, they need to make an additional $100,000 a year in profit just to stay open because of the changes in the minimum wage law. And when I say these things, I feel like I'm saying that you should pay them less money. That'd be awesome. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that there are always repercussions. This is not a very easy thing. This is Kathleen Wynne blatantly trying to buy people's votes. So a lot of smaller businesses are going to have to fire people just to stay open and force the other people to work longer hours. And this is what you're really going to see a lot of, people working for cash under the table. That's what's going to happen a whole lot more. I really wish that Kathleen Wynne would do something about street carnies. I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happened yesterday. Street carnies, by the way, are the people that go door to door, knocking on doors, being like, hey, can I aerate your lawn? No, you're not going to aerate my lawn. Hey, I'm from the weed man. Do you want me to spray your lawn for weeds? No, guy in a dirty, recently laundered, wrinkly golf shirt. I don't want you to spray my lawn for weeds. But this one drives me nuts. And you always see it done in this way. They come to your door, and it's a total scam. They come to your door, and they say, we're running a charity for children, and we'd really like you to donate. And, there's no commitment. You just got to sign up, give us your credit card information, and then you support a child, and blah, blah, blah. And the thing is that they say that you're supporting a child so that they can make you feel guilty, and you'll be like, oh, that's terrible, children in the third world. And there are lots of problems, and there's lots of legitimate charities. Just make sure you do your own investigating and don't give your money to some guy knocking at your door. Yesterday, I got home, and we have neighbors that just moved in last year, and they are from Iran, and my neighbor's wife, she does not speak very good English at all. Like, at all. Barely speaks English at any level. She's taking English lessons. And she was out front, and her kids were playing in the front yard, and I saw this asshat being, like, predatory on her, saying, like, if you just give us your credit card information. And it was obvious that she was trying to say no, and this guy wouldn't take no for an answer. I almost got in a fist fight with a 20-something-year-old on my front lawn yesterday because I kept telling this guy to leave her alone. If you want to do something, Kathleen Wynne, that will make everybody in this province happy and won't have any adverse effects, outlaw street carnies. Sorry. It just really made me mad. And then I had this moment where, like, this guy's going to go online and be like, this guy was being a misogynist and speaking for this woman, and she was clearly understand. That's the thing. She clearly understands what I'm saying, bro. Clearly she doesn't, because she hasn't said a goddamn word in 15 minutes, you asshole. Made me so mad. And I am not very good with confrontation. Let's move on here, shall we? Okay. This is the Fearless Girl statue. It is in New York. It was put up during Women's Day this year, and it is facing off against the big bull statue on Wall Street. And if you look closely, down here in the corner, you'll see a statue of a little pug dog that is peeing on her foot. Now, this was posted by this absolute asshat by the name of Alex Gardega. Now, Alex Gardega has a big point to make. The reason he put that statue there was because this Fearless Girl statue is really just a massive financial conglomerate trying to make themselves look good by taking advantage of the current state of gender relations. Now, the reason he's saying that is because if you look at Fearless Girl, there's the Fearless Girl statue, she's facing off against the bull. And so what you end up having is this picture of the girl facing off against the bull. And the original artist who created the bull, his name is Arturo Di Medicia, he said that what it does is it changes the meaning of his statue by making it look mean and aggressive and villainous, which isn't what he intended. He made that statue to show the strength of the American people and how they deal with adversity like a charging bull, no matter what the situation. And now you've got the Fearless Girl statue standing off against it, and it's painted his statue in a negative light. Now this guy has actually tried to get the Fearless Girl statue removed because of what I just said. And that's understandable. because that's not what he wanted to do for his art. But when the dude who put the little pug dog pissing on the girl's foot there, he immediately reached out to the artist being like, you see, I'm trying to defend your bull statue. And this guy immediately goes, no, 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 no. I don't want anything to do with that. Here's the problem. This guy, Alex Gardega, really just made things infinitely worse with what he did. This is the problem. People see somebody doing something and they don't respond with empathy. They don't respond with conversation. They respond with instigation, arguments, and evil and aggression. And all it does is it makes that cycle of hatred and anger get even worse all the time. Yeah, that's going to make things better, dude. Making a statue of a dog pissing on a little girl. Bravo. You're the best. You know what I'm going to have to deal with now? More women hating more men because you're an idiot. Thank you. We need a little bit more hugs, and we need a little bit less pissing dog statues in the world.
He took it away, though.
He did take... You know why? He took the pissing dog statue away. And you know what? And here's the thing. Okay, listen. He takes the pissing dog statue away, and he has an opportunity to just go, you know what? I was wrong. I did something in the heat of the moment, which wouldn't even make sense because it takes like many hours to make a bronze statue. And he'd go, I did something and it was wrong. No. He goes on and says, I took it away because I didn't want feminists breaking my dog statue. You made it even worse. You made it even worse. You mutt. No pun intended. Ugh. I've got a DeWalt prize package to give away right now. You can give me a call, 416-870-EDGE, right now, and I will give it to you, and all you have to say is asshat. That's all you have to say. Also, I did just want to remind you, starting Tuesday, because I'm away tomorrow, there's no beer break, and I'm away Monday because my wife's going away with her girlfriends to get really drunk and look at male strippers for a few days for a bachelorette party. I'm going to be on solo dad duty. But when we come back to 3 to 5 things we didn't have time to talk about today on Tuesday, we're going to be doing it at 4 p.m., not 5 p.m., okay? 4 p.m. I'll see you then. Once again, 416-870-EDGE, ass hats to get that DeWalt prize package.